Okay, look at that. 10 million points to Sovaz, who correctly guessed that it is, in fact, your old pal, Quizmaster Ruthful, here for the Monday night quiz. Hello, Don Rico. Hello, Great Gabo. You want a foot massage. That's amazing. High five. Let's see. Thank you so much for the gift subs, TS Master. You are such a doll. We appreciate you. Thank you, thank you. High five, high five. Also, I believe I saw Sovaz. It looked like you resubbed. Wait, was that from? Yeah, that was from earlier. 56 months. That is amazing. So that means you must have first subbed back during ye old COVID days, back when we were all on lockdown. And this was one of the best ways to stay connected and kind of have some sense of normalcy. Now, what even is normalcy, right? Ooh, fish foot spa. That sounds awesome. Well, hello, folks. Welcome in, welcome in. Hi, Homeburger. Good to see ya. Whoa, hello. See, Ghoul knew exactly when to make his entrance. That's what he does. Metal Yoga Head. I will have to mention Epica to Mr. Ruthful. I'm sure he's already heard of them, but if he hasn't, he will be happy to get another band rec. Show me the kitties. Funny story, recently had my bachelorette party and my friend made t-shirts that said show us your kitties with 2 pictures of our cats. I don't think I have one available, but if you guys ask real nicely, maybe during one of the breaks I'll go and grab it. Oh good, he has positioned himself perfectly in the background. There we go. So for those of you who somehow don't know what you're doing here, hi and welcome. It's the Monday night quiz. We are here every single Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, which is where I am, where it is currently really, really hot. Apple Strudel Puff, welcome in, welcome in. 1 down, 3 to go. That's exactly right. Ooh, you have what as a mug? I am interested in finding out. Thank you for the congrats. Speaking of mugs, before we get going, here's tonight's mug slash beverage. I don't know if you guys can see it. It says Cookie Magic, and it does a cool kind of iridescence, pink to blue, and it does one of those like animations as you turn it. The kitty pun. Oh, you do. That sounds like an amazing mug. I love it. Making Central Time God's time zone. I don't know about that. So we are going to have 7 rounds of questions for you. Do want to mention, of course, the Joker and the bonus questions. Those are the key if somehow this is your first rodeo or even your second. What is the Joker? The Joker is something that you are going to use one time and one time only during today's quiz. By the way, exclamation point score sheet if you'd like to keep track of your answers as we go. Y'all are grading yourselves, by the way. I am just here to deliver the quiz and the cats. And I promise to keep my end of the bargain as long as you are keeping track of your scores so that you can know whether you won or not. Now, the Joker doubles the points that you earn in that one and only round, and you only get to use it once. The first round at which you apply it, that is the round that you apply it, and please make sure to hold yourself to that rule. Thank you, Gabo, for mentioning one of our other key rules, which is please no shouting out the answers. We do not want to see how fast you can type the answers into the chat, with the exception of our bonus questions. I'll get to that in just a second. But please don't just start typing answers in the chat. Write them on your own score sheet, phone note, like back of an envelope, whatever you're doing to keep track of your answers so that you know whether you actually knew it or not when I go over the answers. That is up to you. Answers. Jason. Let's see, what am I missing? Yes, do go find us in person, by the way. There is likely a quiz happening at a venue near you at some point during the week. So if you enjoy the Monday quiz and you would like it to be 3-dimensional with beverages that you purchase rather than beverages that you make at home, check it out, geekswhodrink.com. And if you're in the Ontario, California area, the Inland Empire, come on out on Wednesday nights to Left Coast Brewery to catch me doing Jeopardy Bar League. Okay, just squeeze that little commercial in there. Why not both? But why not? That's right. Metal, I'm not saying go on a Monday. Don't go on a Monday, come here on a Monday. Go somewhere, go to a venue on another night. maybe on a Wednesday, maybe on a Thursday. Okay, so we talked about the Joker. We talked about no shouting out the answers in chat. Obviously, no cheating, please. It does not help anyone to find out how good you are at using a search engine. This is not the place to demonstrate your Google foo. In fact, we just want to know what you actually know. We're also not going to be policing that, so that is on the honor system. Also, do not give yourself a hard time when it comes to spelling. Go ahead and give yourself a little leeway when it comes to grading on spelling. Oh, because you have concerts to go to. That's fair. That is totally fair. Well, if you can't, if you don't have other plans, consider trivia as a wonderful option. I am not your father. I am not your mother. None of those things. I'm his mother, but that's about it for those of us who are here right now. Okay. Joker? Yes. Shouting out the answers. Bonus questions. That's the last one. We are going to have 5 bonus questions for you today at the end of several of our rounds. I'll let you know when it's coming up. He looks a lot more like his father, for sure. And happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers out there. QM Ruthful here saying, I think we're ready. I'm going to take a sip of my beverage. Everybody else do as well. Cheers, hydrate or dehydrate if that's what you're choosing. Alexa is our teammate, but she's rubbish. I believe it. Please, no AI, no Snapchats that give you answers. None of that nonsense, kiddos. In fact, let's just have some good old-fashioned trivia. We are going to get started here all the way at the beginning with round number 1. Ooh, that went a little fast. Got a little click happy. Round number 1's theme is through the mill, through the M-I-L. Now, every answer in this round begins with the letters M, I, and L. So, if for some reason you are coming up with another answer, it doesn't start with M-I-L, that's not the right answer, my friends. What just happened? I saw an alert just happen. Oh, thank you for the follow. Let's see, is it Agonzio? Agonzio. That's how I'm going to say it unless you tell me another way, but thank you for that follow and welcome on in. American Whiskey. I like it. All right, friends, here we go. Get your brains ready for question number 1. Goes great with a can of Schlitz. What most populous Wisconsin city proudly bills itself as the, quote, frozen custard capital of the world? Again, goes great with a can of Schlitz. What most populous Wisconsin city proudly bills itself as the frozen custard capital of the world? Time for question number 2. These are some silly fake answers. I love it. Though their frozen custard isn't that great, what Italian fashion capital is co-hosting the next Winter Olympics with Cortina? Again, question 2. Though their frozen custard isn't that great, what Italian fashion capital that fits the theme of this round is co-hosting the next Winter Olympics with Cortina? Question number 3. In the US, it's 5,280 feet, but in Scandinavia, it's 10 kilometers, or about 6 times that long. What's that unit of measurement? Again, in the US, it's 5,280 feet, but in Scandinavia, it's 10 kilometers, or about 6 times that long. What's that unit of measurement? Apparently, Mark, fake last name is coming for you frozen custard fans in the chat. So, I mean, I'm not getting involved here. I like it all. If it's frozen and it's sweet, I'm probably into it. I do not discriminate in my desserts. Question number 4. At age 15, what Stranger Things star launched a cosmetic brand that honors her great-grandma Florence? Again, question 4. At age 15, what Stranger Things star launched a cosmetic brand that honors her great-grandma Florence? I mean, I'm here for all of that. Yes, ice cream is technically a custard if you make it correctly. I've watched enough British Bake Off to know that. And I'm also here for the frozen grapes. So, yeah, summertime treats, let's go. Question 5. According to one Aboriginal Australian group, the dark patches in what home galaxy form a giant emu in the sky? Again, question 5. According to one Aboriginal Australian group, the dark patches in what home galaxy form a giant emu in the sky? No, tell me more about this ice cream bread. Inquiring minds want to know. Question number 6, for more inquiring minds. Hilary Swank spent so much time in a boxing gym that she developed an almost fatal infected blister while training for what 2004 Best Picture winner? Once again, question number 6. Hilary Swank spent so much time in a boxing gym that she developed an almost fatal infected blister, ouch, while training for what 2004 Best Picture winner? Okay, Prof, I will admit it's entirely possible I said Hillary Duff, but I know the first time I said Hillary Swank for sure. That doesn't sound I don't know how I feel about that, Sovaz. Have you tried it? Because I don't feel like it would have the right effect, right? Because then it melts, and now it's not ice cream. It's just dairy. Question number 7. This Butterfinger commercial was the first appearance of what Simpsons nerd who got stuck with Richard Nixon's middle name? Again, question 7. This Butterfinger commercial was the first appearance of what Simpsons nerd who got stuck with Richard Nixon's middle name? Okay, I'm familiar with frozen ice cream, and flash frying it, but I'm confused about how, like, do you, obviously I need to see this recipe's like steps. Do you like break up the ice cream into smaller balls and coat them in the flour and then drop them in the oil? Is that what's going on? Profiteroles, anyone? Yes, please. Super here for desserts, you guys. Question number 8. Based in the city from question 1, recall, what brewery sold its High Life beer as a non-alcoholic tonic during Prohibition? Again, question 8, based in the city from question 1, what brewery sold its High Life beer as a non-alcoholic tonic during Prohibition? All right, we are going to get started over on our first bonus question. Appropriately 1,000 pieces, a vintage Star Wars jigsaw puzzle depicts Han and Chewie aboard the what Falcon? Once again, appropriately 1,000 pieces, a vintage Star Wars jigsaw puzzle depicts Han and Chewie aboard the what Falcon? All right, well, now that that's going full steam ahead, we're going to go right on in to our answers to round number 1. You will have until approximately question 7 to get your responses in. Oh, welcome in, Amanda Mail. Welcome in. All right, you guys, let's go back to question number 1. All your answers should have started with MIL. If they didn't, I don't know what you were doing. All right, the most populous Wisconsin city is, in fact, Milwaukee or Milwaukee. If you're a fan of, oh my god, why am I blanking? Wayne and Garth. Garth, he's gonna put that thing on your melon, Wayne's World. I don't know why. Man, this is why I don't have the best recall. That's why I host instead of play. Question number 2, the Italian fashion capital is Milan. What is an aluminum falcon? Question number 3. In Scandinavia, it's 10 kilometers long. That is a mile. The Scandinavian mile is really long. Now, number 4. The Stranger Things star, that's Millie Bobby Brown. Question number 5. The home galaxy we were looking for, folks, was the Milky Way. That is part of your official address, don't forget. Now, question number 6. Hilary Swank, not Hilary Duff, got an almost fatal infected blister while training for $1 Million Baby. That is some dedication. Now we go number 7. I did not know this, but this was the first appearance of Milhouse. Everything's coming up Milhouse, y'all. And now we're going to go ahead and close our entries. That's right. Going on to question number 8. The brewery that sold the High Life beer as a non-alcoholic tonic during Prohibition, that was Miller. All right. Let us find out our bonus question answer. That was Millennium. Well done, everyone. Well done. Wait, what are we saying yuck to? Oh, to the blister, possibly? I'm gonna go with that or the non-alcoholic beer tonic by Miller. One or the other. All right. We were visited during the break. Bull moved from his spot in the back to his spot here in the front. And he's just being extra sweet. BK Lounge. Definitely not Burger King. Yeah. I think not. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Isn't that so kind? Isn't that so very kind? You were such a sweetie. He's got competition. I believe it. Oh, excuse me. That was my nose. Thank you. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so you got you got the one ham cat who is pretty much always guaranteed to show up. I don't know if we're gonna get any more, but he wanted to say hello, and I hope you enjoyed your break. Oh goodness. Okay, there we go. Round number three's theme is a garden variety round. It's Public Gardens Week, you guys. So here's a round on public gardens. Enjoy. Where's my gardeners at? Sound off in the chat. Semisonic is greater than Silk Sonic. We need to give them some time, right? We need to give them a little time. But Rihanna almost always does. You're not wrong. Question number 1. Calling itself, quote, the most beautiful spring garden in the world, unquote, Keukenhof in the Netherlands opens to the public from March to May to showcase what very Dutch flowers seen here. Let me get my picture out of the way as I repeat the question for you one more time. Calling itself the most beautiful spring garden in the world, Keukenhof in the Netherlands opens to the public from March to May to showcase what very Dutch flowers seen here. That advantage will only last for the one question. Oh, did I? Okay. I thought I had looked it up. I apologize. Please write out the pronunciation in the chat for me, and I will try again. Pardon me, Keukenhof. Keukenhof. Is that better? Keukenhof. There we go. Hopefully that was more correct. Moving on to question number 2 about public gardens. I put the N in the wrong place, I think. Question number 2. One of the best of its kind, this garden in Portland, Oregon, was founded in 1963 as a symbol of friendship with what country that had once been a bitter enemy? Once again, I'll remove myself so that you can get a better view of the garden. One of the best of its kind, this garden in Portland, Oregon, was founded in 1963 as a symbol of friendship with what country that had once been a bitter enemy? All right, I'll try it one more time. Keukenhof. Keukenhof. How's that? Question number 3. For those of you take 2. For those of you who prefer their nature on the gaudier side, you can find these famous botanical gardens on the grounds of what Las Vegas Casino. Again, for those who prefer their nature on the gaudier side, you can find these famous botanical gardens on the grounds of what Las Vegas Casino? Question number 4. One of our most photographed and liked plants, what sweet succulent shown here is showcased at Phoenix Desert Botanical Garden? Phonics. Phonics? I'm just going to keep doing that the whole rest of the round. I hope you guys are ready. One of our most photographed, liked, and liked plants. What sweet succulent seen here is showcased at Phoenix's Desert Botanical Garden. Phoenix. All right, let's see what I can mangle next. Question number 5. Sofia Coppola, I couldn't even try, was given unprecedented access to the gardens of Versailles when filming what 2006 movie seen here about a certain royal getting way over her head? All right, I'll say it right. Sofia Coppola was given unprecedented access to the gardens of Versailles when filming what 2006 movie seen here about a certain royal getting way over her head? You are so right. I did forget the silent M. It should have been Vermsalis. Yeah, Vermsalis. Missed an H in Dutch. Hey, it's all right. We're all just doing our best around here. We're all just doing our best. Question number 6, y'all. Question number 6. One of the world's largest city parks, the Anglish Garden, is home to the famous Chinese tower seen here. It's found not in England or in China, but in what Oktoberfest city? Once again, one of the world's largest city parks, the English Garden, is home to the famous Chinese tower seen here. It's not found in England or China, but in what Oktoberfest city? Vermilcelli. I see what you did there. Throwing it back all the way to round 1. Question number 7. Speaking of the seemingly misnamed locales, Paris's most famous public garden shares its name with what tiny neighboring country shown here? Again, speaking of seemingly misnamed locales, Paris' most famous public garden shares its name with what tiny neighboring country shown here? All right, time for question number 8. The last question in this round, not including our second bonus question. Here we go, number 8. A dude pooping coins is actually one of the less bizarre parts of Hieronymus Bosch's weird-ass 500-year-old masterpiece known as the Garden of What's. You gotta give us both words to get the point. 1 point, 2 words. A dude pooping out coins is actually one of the less bizarre parts of Hieronymus Bosch's weird-ass 500-year-old masterpiece known as the Garden of What's. I mean, maybe that's where they got the golden goose idea? I don't know. Let's move on to our bonus question, shall we? Here we go. The bonus question. Helping to remind you to buy her flowers, Public Gardens Week typically surrounds what holiday that we sure hope you didn't forget about yesterday? Again, helping to remind you to buy her flowers, Public Gardens Week typically surrounds what holiday that we sure hope you didn't forget about yesterday? All right, with that, we are going to go over the answers to the rest of the round. Here we go. Our round 3 answers are as follows. Question number 1, Kukinov, Kukinov, Kukinov. Wait, I want to try one more time. Kokinov. All right. Also known as kitchen garden. Look at that. Learning something every day. What are the flowers? Tell me the flowers. They were, in fact, tuples. That's right. Tuples, aka tulips. Question number 2. The country that was once a bitter enemy, then now symbolized in friendship in this garden, was Japan. Question number 2. Where can you find these famous botanical gardens while in Las Vegas? That is in the Bellagio. Or Bellagio. I gotta stop with the mispronunciations. All right, number 4. Tell us, what was this sweet succulent? It's agave. Now we're going on to number 5. The 2006 movie that was filmed at Versailles was, of course, Marie Antoinette. Now at number 6, one of the world's largest city parks, the English Garden, is in neither England nor China. It is in fact in Munich. Going on to number 7. Now, the tiny neighboring country that is shown here, that, my friends, is Luxembourg. Luxembourg, gonna go ahead and close entries. Get them in while you can. Closing entries right now. And then we're gonna go on to question number 8. A dude pooping coins is one of the less bizarre parts of this painting. The Garden of Earthly Delights. Oh boy, there you have it. Now let's find out the answer to our bonus question. Here we go. The holiday that we hope you did not forget about yesterday. That was Mother's Day. Well done. All right, you guys, a big old round of applause all around. I'm assuming you guys did not forget the holiday yesterday. That means we can go right on in to round number 4. Here we go, coming right at you, coming in fast. Round number 4. The theme is Hop on Iggy Pop. Hop on Iggy Pop. Okay. This is a round on children's book written by celebrities. Okay. So if we have any parents in the chat, you guys may have a slightly unfair advantage. No cheating by going to look at your child's bookshelf. I'm just going to say right now, grow up in a country where it's rainy and gray 360 days of the year, you paint some weird stuff. I can believe that. and you have a fig plant that you call Figgy Pop. Metal Yoga Head, you are officially the most awesome person in the chat. I have decided. It is decided. All right, let's find out who knows what there is to know about children's books written by celebrities. Question number 1. In Lil Nas X's alphabet book, P is for Panini and O is for what more successful single? Again, number 1, in Lil Nas X's alphabet book, P is for Panini and O is for what more successful single? Question number 2. There's a Rock Concert in My Bedroom was a collaborative effort between Danielle Jonas and her husband, what eldest Jonas brother? Again, There's a Rock Concert in My Bedroom was a collaborative effort between Danielle Jonas and her husband, what eldest Jonas brother? Now it's time for question number 3. Natalie Portman's Fables is full of rewritten stories that are even preachier than the originals by what ancient Greek guy? Again, question 3. Natalie Portman's Fables is full of rewritten stories that are even preachier than the originals by what ancient Greek guy? Okay, guys, remind me to go refill my beverage during the next round, during the video. Okay, remind me. I'm going to forget. I'm going to get distracted, and then I'm going to be sad. Let's move on to question number 4. Alex Rodriguez published his children's book Out of the Ballpark in 2007, just 6 months before he became the youngest MLB player to reach 500 whats. Again, number 4. Alex Rodriguez published his children's book Out of the Ballpark in 2007, just 6 months before he became the youngest MLB player to reach 500 whats. All right, moving on to question number 5. For the original book's 110th anniversary, Emma Thompson penned a further tale about what garden ruiner created by Beatrix Potter. Speaking of gardens, right? For the original book's 110th anniversary, Emma Thompson penned a further tale about what garden ruiner created by Beatrix Potter. question number 6. BJ Novak keeps kids' attention with nothing but silly words and font variety in 2014's The Book with No What's. Again, BJ Novak keeps kids' attention with nothing but silly words and font variety in 2014's The Book with No What's. All right, there we have it. Question number 6 in the books. Time for question number 7. Speaking of books, in bookstores next week, Papa's Coming Home is the latest from Chasen Something, husband to what former transportation secretary and South Bend mayor? That's right, question number 7. In bookstores next week, Papa's Coming Home is the latest from Chasen Something, husband to what former transportation secretary and South Bend mayor? Time for question number 8. Last question in this round, not including our next bonus question. Here we go. Number 8. Hilary Duff, there it is, Hilary Duff's bio in both of her children's books mention what Disney Channel show that ended way back in 2004? Again, number 8. Hilary Duff's bio in both of her children's books mention what Disney Channel show that ended way back in 2004. All right, you guys, it's time for our next bonus question coming at ya. Since we had 0 reaction to Hilary Duff, we're just moving right on in to our bonus question. Kristen Chenoweth and Cynthia Erivo are both published children's authors who also starred in versions of what musical? Your question again, Kristen Chenoweth and Cynthia Erivo are both published children's authors who also starred in versions of what musical? I got distracted. Let's go over some answers. Let's do it. Let's go back to question 1. That's how we do. Going over round 4 answers. Lil Nas X's alphabet book, P is for Panini and O is for Old Town Road, of course. Now, number 2. There's a rock concert in my bedroom. Okay. That was an effort between Danielle and Kevin Jonas. Now, number 3, Sweeney Todd for kids. Number 3, Natalie Portman's Fables is full of rewritten stories that are even preachier than Aesop. Ooh. Yikes, Natalie. Yikes on bikes. Number 4, Alex Rodriguez published his children's book Out of the Ballpark in 2007, 6 months before he became the youngest MLB player to reach 500 home runs. I bet you all got that one. Today I learned there's a Kevin Jonas. Indeed. Probably other, like there's bonus Jonas. Where has that been all of our lives? Number 5. The garden ruiner we were looking for was indeed Peter Rabbit. I'm bummed that I not only knew there was a Kevin Jonas, but that I picked Joe Jonas in error. Oh, great Gabbo, I'm sorry. Now, number 6, BJ Novak keeps kids' attention with nothing but silly words and font variety in The Book with No Pictures. Any parents in the chat want to review that book for us? I am curious if it is as much of a hit as they make it sound. Number 7, in bookstores next week, Papa's Coming Home is the latest from Chasen Buttigieg. Moving on to question number 8. Question number 8, here we go. Hilary Duff's bio in both of her children's books mention what Disney Channel show? That was indeed Lizzie McGuire. All right, y'all, bonus question time. Here we go. Kristen Chenoweth and Cynthia Erivo are both published children's authors who have also starred in versions of Wicked. We are gonna launch round number 5 for you, which is where I get to play you a video, hence why I get to go grab myself another cocktail. Now, I do want to mention before I start playing the video for it, a key thing to know about round 5. Sometimes we ask you for movies. Sometimes we ask you for TV shows. Tonight, my friends, it's all the properties. It could be a movie, a TV series, a video game, a web series, a book, something. It could be anything. So go ahead and name the properties that you see in the clip. And if it is something from a franchise, if there's multiple of the thing, please be specific and grade yourselves accordingly. All right, good luck, good luck, good luck. I believe in you. Here we go. Here comes round number 5.
You wished for. Your life is now an action movie.
Come to me, my prey.
Go, go, arms. Go, go, legs.
Uncle, look! A switch!
Go, go, hand.
Wait there.
Grab it behind you! It's coming back down again! Yes!
But if you can afford it, no force is more motivational than spiky ceiling that closes in on you! Better beat this end, boss, or we're all gonna die! We're all gonna die!
Oh, it keeps making me jump when I'm not pressing jump!
Or we're all gonna die! You see, Madam Chowdy Gruel, if you know the right techniques, you too can motivate.
What? No, you're not. No, you're not. You're okay.
There are 2 dead people down here!
There are gonna be 2 dead people in here! Hurry!
Your life is now an action movie.
Uncle, look! A switch!
Go, go, man. We should have bought the extension.
Wait there.
Grab it behind you! It's coming back down again!
No force is more motivational than spiky ceiling that closes in on you! Better beat this end, boss, or we're all gonna die! We're all gonna die!
Oh, it keeps making me jump.
I agree. Show me your dice is a very nerdy pickup line, but I am also here for it. The cheese dice sound amazing, and they've actually now put me in mind of Mr. Ruthful and I are planning to at some point do a one-shot called Honey Heist, where you play as bears attempting to steal honey from the village. And I was just thinking, like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if I could get some dye that looked like they were like honey colored or like honey resin kind of thing. Obviously not real honey because that would be very sticky. No, thank you. Nice. All right, well, that was some fun dice talk. I'm into it. G&G honey dice. D&D honey dice. There we go. All right. I'll quickly Google it, but then I'll just leave it in the tab. Honey dice. Have you ever played the Honey Heist one shot? Oh my god, those are really cute. Oh no. Oh no. All right. Well, one thing at a time. We are not going to buy those right now. Rule for self, no purchases while hosting trivia. All right, let's go ahead and find out the answers to round number 5. Let's see how you did. Here we go. Let's press the correct button this time, Ruth. Hey, there it is. Give yourself points if you said strong bad. I know, that's why I jumped in there to say, give yourself points if you said strong bad emails. Homestar Runner was also acceptable. Give it up to editorial if you have a problem with that. But hopefully you all did really well with that round. I feel like the general vibe is, yeah, I think you did. I'm curious how many of you got Paper Mario. That is a particular version of Mario that I missed, like, completely, so I would not have known it. You took name the property to simply mean series. Ah, okay, yeah, your home score is going easy. That's fair, that's fair. Even though I did say be specific within the franchise, but you know what? It's okay. It's okay. You did your best, I'm sure. On N64, that makes sense. I did not have an N64. I skipped over from original to GameCube, in fact. So I've heard that it's really great, and it looks fun. It looks really fun. I'll have to check it out. All right, you guys, are you ready to move on to round number 6? Where is it? There it is. All right, here we go. Let's do it. Round number 6 coming at ya. That version was on GameCube? How did I miss it then? I'm gonna just blame, you know, being a teenager, early 20-something who was just too busy for everything and too distracted by all things life. Right? Right. Ooh, Sega. Nice. Nice. Okay, you guys, let's do it. Let's go ahead. We're moving right on in. I'm going to get distracted otherwise. Round number 6 coming at ya. Second guess yourself. That's what I've been doing for the last 5 minutes. Second guess yourself is our theme. Here is your first question. Oh, wait, no. I give you the description first. Whoopsies. Okay, so for each question, you can give either 1 or 2 guesses. So scorekeepers, keep this in mind. If you put 1 guess and it's right, you're going to get 2 points. 2, count them 2. But if you put 2 guesses and either one is correct, you're only going to get 1 point. So you have better odds if you put 2 answers, but you only get 1 point for a correct answer. So if you put 0 guesses, you get 3 points. Math! No, I don't know about that. First guess is always right. You guys, my chair keeps like lowering itself. I don't know what's going on. I don't like it. I feel like I'm going to end the quiz. My head's going to be down here. All right. So with that, if you put 3 guesses, you get 0 points. That is true. That is true. Here we go. Let's see how you do. Question number 1. Not counting the baby that's coming soon, Peppa Pig has how many siblings? Again, the parents having the advantage in this particular round. Well, depending on how old your children are now that I say that. Again, question number 1. Not counting the baby that's coming soon, Peppa Pig has how many siblings? Question number 2. In the book-turned-film Bird Box, people die if they interact with some demonic things using which of their 5 senses? Once again, question number 2. In the book-turned-film Bird Box, People die if they interact with some demonic things using which of their 5 senses? Remember, if you want, you can put 2 guesses, and if one of them is right, you get 1 point. However, if you only put 1 answer and it's right, you get 2 points. Question number 3. Each summer since 2002, Pepperidge Farm has released limited edition goldfish crackers flavored with what brand name seasoning? Again, question number 3. Each summer since 2022, Pepperidge Farm has released limited edition goldfish crackers flavored with what brand name seasoning? Loved all the Sonics. I'm just saying. Loved them all. And loved it when, was it Knuckles was introduced? The kind of like antagonist. Number 4. Not antagonist. Competition. The Coyote is the creatively named mascot of which Texas NBA team? Yes, that was Sonic 3. That's what I thought. Frenemy. Frenemy is a good word for it, for sure. And you could put the 2 cartridges together in the console to, like, change the original. Like, once again, question 4. The Coyote is the creatively named mascot of which Texas NBA team? Yes, you could stack the 2 cartridges together. It was very cool. Very cool. All right, question number 5. Arthur from Arthur lived in the US, but real aardvarks are native to what continent? Actually, Arthur from Arthur lived in the US, but real aardvarks are native to what continent? Okay, just to like super date myself, if that's what we're doing right now, how do you even say your name? Elioro Filcate? Go with that, unless you have a different one. One of my favorite early games on the original NES was actually like a Magic Kingdom game, and it had a Space Mountain ride, and it had a Haunted Mansion ride. Oh, it was so good. It was so good. All right, question number 6. The Jaguar and the Lynx were universally hated 90s consoles. Speaking of consoles, that basically killed what old school video game company? Yes, Adventures in the Magic Kingdom. That is exactly what it was. The Jaguar and Lynx were universally hated 90s consoles that basically killed what old school video game company that so far has not come up in this chat? Welcome in, Homeburger. That's it. We're going on to number 7 here. Don't put mice, okay? Don't put dice either, but don't put mice. Lenny from Of Mice and Men is obsessed with tending what fluffy little animals? Once again, question number 7, don't put mice. Lenny from Of Mice and Men is obsessed with tending what fluffy little animals? All right, we're moving on to question 8, y'all. Moving on to question 8. I didn't realize that it was a thing you could do until the gaming historian on YouTube made a documentary about the Oregon Trail last year. Oh, about the typing it in and saving it to cassette. Yeah, badass, you guys, badass. You old timers, man. The work you put in. There was a game on the C64 where on side 3 of the floppies, if you waited on the ledge, Superman flew by. That's fun. That's fun. Oh, the old Commodore. All right, y'all. Question number 8. Here it comes. According to the immortal lyrics for Who Let the Dogs Out, the dogs in question are infested with what parasites? Once again, question number 8. According to the immortal lyrics for Who Let the Dogs Out, who, the dogs in question are infested with what parasites? Okay, I'll be completely honest. When I read side 3 of the floppies, I just assumed it was a 2 floppy game, and that's what you meant. But that's obviously not what you meant. And I just owned myself, and that's okay. That's okay. All right, with that, we are ready for our bonus question in this second guessing round. However, unlike the rest of the round, you can only put one answer. Here's your bonus question. Second guessing was a 2020 hit from what country duo named for 2 U.S. states that are home to lots of alligators? Again, question that is the bonus. Second guessing was a 2020 hit from what country duo named for 2 U.S. states that are home to lots of alligators? Yeah, that one's a tough one to make sure you get all the spelling right. So type slowly, and we'll start going over the answers to the earlier part of the round. Let's do it. Here we go, going back to the beginning of round number 6. And in fact, question number 1, round 6. Not counting the baby that's coming soon, Peppa Pig has 1 sibling. That's right, just the 1 sibling. Now, number 2. In the book-turned-film Bird Box, people die if they interact with the demonic things with their sight. So if they smell them, they're okay? Now, number 3. Pepperidge Farm releases limited edition goldfish crackers in the summertime with Old Bay seasoning. That does sound pretty good, actually. Number 4, the coyote is the creatively named mascot of the San Antonio Spurs. Now we're going on to number 5. Guys, did I give you enough time to get your answers in? If you need to get them in, now is the time. Arthur from Arthur lived in the US, but actually real aardvarks are native to Africa. So I guess he's an immigrant. Now at number 6, the Jaguar and Lynx were universally hated 90s consoles that basically killed Atari. Yeah, they just, I guess, didn't recover. For my group of classmates, I was a late adopter of PCs. I skipped the TI-99 and the VIC-20. Why that one stood out to me? I don't know. All right, you guys, here we are. We've reached question number 7. By the time I finish it, you need to have gotten your answers in for the bonus because I'm going to close the entries. Don't put mice. I hope you didn't put mice because then you don't get the point. Lenny from Of Mice and Men is obsessed with tending to rabbits. That's right, he's obsessed with tending to rabbits. We're closing the entries. And now, moving on to question number 8. According to the immortal lyrics for Who Let the Dogs Out, the dogs in question are in fact infested with what parasites? Fleas. Ugh, gross. But also, actually, that makes a lot of sense. Did you put fleas? All right, let's go ahead and see who won our bonus answer. The question was Second Guessing, was a 2020 hit from the country duo Florida Georgia Line. It's our final round. That's right, the time has come for the final round.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
All right, you guys, we are at our final round. It is 16 points on the line. It is random knowledge. Let me switch to the slides so I can have all of that appear on the screen as I say it. This is your last chance to use that joker. This is your last chance to get those final points. Here we go. Question number 1. Oh, right. 16 possible points. Some questions will have multiple parts and or be worth multiple points. It's up to you to pay attention to know how many answers to give. Question number 1. For 1 point, Brigham Young's desire that cattle be able to easily turn around led to the weirdly wide streets of what state capital? Again, question 1. Brigham Young's desire that cattle be able to easily turn around led to the weirdly wide streets of what state capital? Question number 2. 2 yes or no points, folks. Do adult frogs typically have gills? And do any frogs have teeth? No fair phoning a friend to Kermit the Frog. No. Once again, you got to tell us yes or no, and you got to put your answers in order if you're going to give yourselves the points. Do adult frogs typically have gills? Do any frogs have teeth? But do they have hair? Good question, but not the question we're asking here. Oh yes, Jenny Calendar was quite hot and ahead of her time, and didn't last long enough on the show. But what can you do? What can you do? She probably left to go back to Burning Man, quite honestly. She's like, forget these teenagers. Psh, forget this hellmouth. Psh. Question number 3. Let me remove my camera so you can fully see this photo. The National Park Service warns that you must be able to climb 162 steps in a confined spiral staircase if you want to visit this viewpoint inside of what national monument? Once again, the National Park Service warns that you must be able to climb 162 steps in a confined spiral staircase if you want to visit this viewpoint inside what national monument? Sorry, TS Master. We pretend like that particular film just never existed, okay? No. No, there was one with a mustache, wasn't there? Alright, well, I can't Google it right now, but someone else can Google it and get back to us. But the most recent Muppet movie, I thought he had a mustache, but it was bad. It was bad, and so it didn't actually exist, despite Tina Fey being in it. We're talking about Kermit, y'all. I don't know what you're talking about. Question number 4. For 3 points, my friends. Question number 4 is worth 3 points, meaning you're giving us 3 answers, and they gotta be in order based on the question. He did, and I didn't see it. Don't bother. You are better off not seeing that one. Stop at the previous one that What's-His-Face and What's-Her-Face were in. Jason Segel and Amy Adams. My recall's okay. All right, let's get back to the question at hand, guys. Number 4, give or take an umlaut. What Hershey toffee bar means brittle in Swedish? What mac and cheese maker has a name meaning power in German? And what Bronx-born ice cream brand has a name that was totally made up just to sound foreign? Once again, question number 4 is worth 3 points. You're giving us 3 answers. Give or take an umlaut. What Hershey toffee bar means brittle in Swedish? What mac and cheese maker has the name meaning power in German? And what Bronx-born ice cream brand has a name that was totally made up just to sound foreign? Ooh, sneaky. Well, like I said, we're going to just pretend that that particular Muppet movie did not happen. I remember that in Muppets Take Manhattan, he has an afro at one point. That was a good one. Number 5, hoping you'll want to drop $1,300 on a flip phone, Motorola recently announced a 2025 version of what model first released in 2004. Talk about feeling old. Hoping you'll want to drop $1,300 on a flip phone, Motorola recently announced a 2025 version of what model first released in 2004. Ooh, the only Muppet movie worth watching is The Dark Crystal. Metal Yoga Head, I have to disagree, because Labyrinth, right? All right, y'all, we're moving on to question number 6. Right? I'm saying, what about Muppet Christmas Carol? Light the lamp, not the rat. Light the lamp, not the rat. Come on. Come on. Question number 6. We can disagree. No problems there. Fair. We'll disagree on that one, I suppose. You know, this is the good... This is what we can disagree on. You know, you can believe that, and I won't think that you're a terrible person. You want to defund Sesame Street? Now we might have to fight. All right, for 3 points, you guys. Let me get my pronunciation tabs out and ready. Are you ready? Pray for me. This year's finalists, I actually did practice these, so yeah. This year's finalists for NBA MVP were Giannis Antetokounmpo, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and Nikola Jokic. Now let's actually look at my tabs and see if I got those right. Jokic? Nikola Jokic? Where did the other one go? Shoot, I lost it. Because I was Googling Kermit facial hair. Anyway, tell me what teams they're representing, you guys. Tell me the teams they're representing, regardless of how I'm pronouncing their names. Once again, for 3 points, you got to give us 3 answers, so you get 1 point per team that you get right. This year's finalists for NBA MVP were Giannis Antetokounmpo, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and Nikola Jokic. It's pronounced Joker. 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 You're a gonzo gal. So Muppets from space. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. All right, y'all. We're moving on from the NBA question on to question number 7. Here we go. Still the most Catholic part of the nation by far. What Canadian province didn't grant women the right to vote until 1940? Rude. Once again, question number 7. Still the most Catholic part of the nation by far, what Canadian province didn't grant women the right to vote until 1940? Question number 8, our penultimate question of the night. For 4 totally fair points. Tabbouleh is traditionally made with mint and what other green herb? In The Boys, Susan Hayward plays super smart soup sister who? You see where this is going. Nepo nephew George Clooney had a superstar aunt named who? Clooney. And Emily Blunt and Jamie Dornan bored audiences with the 2022 stinker Wild Mountain what? That's right. For 4 points, you got to give us 4 answers, and you should probably put them in order based on how they're phrased. I'm just saying. Tabbouleh is traditionally made with mint and what other green herb? In The Boys, Susan Hayward plays super smart soup sister who? Nepo nephew George Clooney had a superstar aunt named who Clooney? And Emily Blunt and Jamie Dornan bored audiences with the 2020 stinker Wild Mountain what? All right, it's time for our final bonus question. Here we go, y'all. Final bonus question. On a completely unrelated note, from 1253 to 1788, the actual Scarborough Fair was held in the Yorkshire town of Scarborough in what country? It's very key that you put the country and not the amalgamation of countries that sometimes is used interchangeably, nor the name of the island. No, no, no. We want the country. First, the answers. Going back to number 1, he wanted to be able to turn cattle around. That's why he got wide streets in Salt Lake City. Number 2, do adult frogs typically have gills? That's a no, they don't. They lose those after the tadpole stage. Do any frogs have teeth? Yeah, I guess there are some frogs that have teeth. No further info, however, provided. Number 3, the National Park Service says get ready for a workout if you want to go inside the Statue of Liberty. Now, number 4. The Hershey Toffee bar that names means brittle in Swedish is Skor. The mac and cheese maker with a name meaning power in German is Kraft. And apparently Haagen-Dazs is from the Bronx and is not at all a foreign brand. Look at that, American made. Now they're owned by Nestle, right? So maybe they're not so American anymore. But number 5, Motorola recently announced a new version of the Razr. Are you gonna buy it? Go ahead, sound off in the chat if you would buy a Razr. Do frogs have teeth? Yes? Source? Trust me, geek. Exactly. Sometimes they'll put a little explanation. Not this time. They're just yeah, it happens. Google it yourself, they say. Let me see that frog. That's what I'm saying, Leah. All right. Number 6, the teams. You had to put these teams in order to get the points. Milwaukee Bucks or Milwaukee Bucks. Oklahoma City Thunder. And Denver Nuggets. I would love a Motorola Razr except for my Apple ecosystem buy-in. Yeah, sorry. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I do know what to tell you, but... Number 7, the Canadian province that didn't grant women the right to vote until 1940, less than 100 years ago, was Quebec. Yeah, saw that coming. Going on to number 8. Tell me, tabbouleh is made with mint and parsley. In The Boys, Susan Hayward plays Sister Sage. George Clooney has a superstar aunt named Rosemary. And that stinker of a movie was Wild Mountain Thyme. Parsley, sage, rosemary, and meow. Let's go ahead and find out the answer to our bonus question. I wish I was faster with that. Here we go. On a completely unrelated note, the Scarborough Fair was held in Scarborough in England. That's right, you had to put England, not the UK, not Great Britain. Had to be England. Thank you so much for playing. I did promise to show you the Bachelorette shirt. I did go and get it. Here it is. This is the shirt from my Bachelorette weekend fairly recently. We did go to a cat cafe, in case you were wondering. See you all next week. Mwah! Thank you for playing, and good night.